His company schedules more mutually beneficial referral relationship meetings for doctors and professionals than any other company in the world. Stay with us as my conversation with leading expert, Dr. Len Schwartz, starts right now.
Welcome to this edition of Leading Experts. Leading Experts is informative and exciting. Leading Experts interviews authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs in all areas of business, so you become a much more informed consumer.
Welcome back, everybody, to Leading Experts. I'm Grayson Foster. Joining me today is Dr. Len Schwartz, and he's here to discuss his company, Pro2Pro Network.com. Dr. Len's entire focus has been helping doctors and professionals with proven marketing systems, practice building marketing solutions, systems, ideas, tools, and services. He's the most recognized and respected marketing company for doctors and professionals in the world. Dr. Len, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
We got a lot to get through, so we're going to start right away and get into your background a little bit. So tell me how you ended up doing what you're doing now.
I was a practicing chiropractor for about 12 years.
Right.
Very early on, as I started to write copy and create ads and create marketing systems, I started to generate new patients and referrals on a regular basis.
Right.
I started to talk with other chiropractors who weren't having the same level of success. So I learned very quickly that I had a skill set that a lot of docs and professionals don't have. As a result of those skill sets, I started traveling around and helping other chiropractors and other professionals build their name and their brand and their fame.
Right.
And then as a result, I started also working with some of the biggest, most recognized business building and marketing experts in the world as well.
Yeah.
And so after practice, after practicing for 12 years and working with so many doctors and professionals, I decided to start a company and go full out and start helping people all over the country, all over North America, build their practices as well.
Why did you want to focus specifically on doctors and other medical professionals?
Well, being in practice,
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be in the trenches. I know what it's like to need new patients or need new clients. And so establishing that niche, working with other docs, specialists, and professionals seemed like a no-brainer to me.
Can you tell us about the companies that you've also created to help doctors and professionals build their practice and certainly establish themselves in the market?
Sure. Well, everyone knows referrals make the best new clients or patients.
Right.
I had the good fortune of establishing many mutually beneficial referral relationships with doctors and specialists in where my practice was in my city.
Okay.
And so I decided to start a company that would enable other doctors and professionals to do the same thing in their city or town. And so I started a company called Pro2Pro Network. Pro2Pro Network, as a company and as a website, receives hundreds of requests every day from doctors and professionals all over North America who identify themselves as being interested in working with or establishing referral relationships with other doctors and professionals in their town. And so one of the big services that we provide is just that. We set doctors and professionals up with other doctors and professionals who could establish or who want to establish referral relationships with them so they can help each other build their practices.
Amazing. Doctor, so it's obviously listed on your website here of all the different professionals that you are working with, but can you just run through a couple of them for us?
Sure. We work with chiropractors, dentists, optometrists, podiatrists, dermatologists, plastic surgeons, LASIK eye surgeons, financial advisors, CPAs, attorneys, and brokers as well.
How do most of your clients end up finding you? Is it through the internet or?
We have referrals.
Yeah.
We also have the Pro2Pro Network has a really big presence on the web. We also have lead generation, direct mail campaigns to let people know that there's a marketing solution out there for them specific to their profession.
Interesting. Doctor, we're going to take a little break here. Stay with us, everybody. Leading Experts returns right after this. Okay.
When we start working with one of our doctors or professionals, we go through a process of getting to know what they're looking for, who they're looking to work with in their town.
Okay.
And so from there, we take that list and we take a look at our network and see who we already have looking to work with that type of professional.
Hi everybody, welcome back to this edition of Leading Experts. I'm your host, Grayson Foster. Joining me today is Dr. Len Schwartz. Dr. Len, let's get right back to it. Can you tell me a little bit about how your process works, your Pro2Pro network?
Sure. We have a really unique process.
Okay.
When we start working with one of our doctors or professionals, we go through a process of getting to know what they're looking for, who they're looking to work with in their town.
Okay.
And so from there, we take that list and we take a look at our network and see who we already have looking to work with that type of professional. So for example, let's say we have a financial advisor who's looking to work with a CPA in their town. Once we have a CPA who has expressed an interest in also working with a financial advisor, we take them through a screening/qualification process that eventually gets to the point where we can set up a tentative appointment for that financial advisor with the CPA. We then have a confirmation process that ensures that the meeting is going to go well, and that again, that it has the potential to be mutually beneficial, because they're each interested in helping each other build each other's practice.
Right. And how is this done? I mean, obviously you're not going to get on a plane and go see all of your clients. A lot of it's obviously done through teleconferencing and...
Correct.
Yeah.
Again, our Pro2Pro Network website and our company phone rings quite often, and so we have a chance to put our administrative staff to work by talking to these professionals, making sure they're right for us, we're right for them, and again, that the two professionals who meet with each other are also in the right position to help each other build their practice.
What kind of an impact then does that have on that professionals or doctors' practice?
So whether you're handing out business cards or brochures about their services, explaining what it is they do and how and why they're different, it can have a tremendous effect in terms of new clients and new patients out of a single day's event.
So that's really thinking outside of the box compared to traditional marketing.
Yeah, I think most doctors and professionals don't really understand how, when, or where to market themselves. A yellow page ad, an ad in the newspaper or magazine every once in a while is not exactly what we call strategic marketing.
Right.
It's what most doctors and professionals do, and they wonder why their phone isn't ringing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people drive by a doctor's office or a professional's office and don't really know how and why they're different or better than the other guy down the street. So with strategic marketing, getting out into the community, having a chance to meet with other doctors gives them indirect access in the doctor's office to thousands of potential clients or patients, or out in the community, hundreds of different employees, clients, or members. And so with that kind of exposure, they have a chance to educate people about what they do and how and why they're different.
Are your services right for every doctor and professional? How do you decide who you're going to work with?
That's a great question, and the answer is no. The doctor who's getting ready to retire, who really doesn't want to grow, doesn't want more new clients, doesn't want the hassle of having to continue to get out in the community and build his name or his brand or his fame, they're not right for us.
Okay.
The doctor or professional who doesn't want to become famous in their town, who might be a little more on the shy side, who doesn't like all the attention, the notoriety, and the fame, they're also probably not right for our service as well.
Okay.
The doctor who understands the importance of getting out into the community, or professional, who wants to become well-known, well-respected, most referred to, that's the professional or the doctor that wants to be a part of our service, because as a result of getting out into the community, the inevitable result is becoming the most respected, most recognized, most referred to professional of their kind in the city.
Let's talk a little bit about competition. I mean, obviously in any city, I mean, you go into Beverly Hills, there's 300 plastic surgeons within a given zip code. So what happens if, let's say, two plastic surgeons from the same zip code approach you and say, hey, we want to be part of your company? How does that work?
Well, we offer geographic exclusivity, so
Okay.
it's first come, first served, and we really can only afford to work with one professional of a kind in a specific area. When I say afford, I mean the city or the area may not be big enough for two people.
Right.
And so what we offer is what's called geographic exclusivity by zip code.
Okay.
And we assign a certain number of zip codes depending on the area, depending on the size. So in Manhattan, one zip code would be great for any professional.
Okay.
But in certain parts of the country, we're going to have to assign a number of zip codes in order to be able to deliver this service.
Okay, now if someone's watching and they're interested, how do they find out if their zip code is then available?
Great question. Well, they can call our office and we'll be happy to post a number at the end of the show.
Okay. I'm sure you hear this a lot from people that are wanting to be a part of your group. How much time is this going to take? Because time is a big issue for a lot of people, certainly for doctors and professionals. They don't have a lot of time. So do you get that question a lot?
We get that a lot. And the good news is that because our company does all the heavy lifting, all the doctor professional has to do is show up to meet with the other professional. We take care of that so that the doctor can spend, or the professional can spend, more time in his or her practice taking care of clients and patients. And that's sort of the bonus that comes with this service, is we take care of most of that for you.
You've certainly been talking a lot about this, but let's just run through the benefits again. So whether you're a financial advisor that joins, or a chiropractor, or a medical doctor, what benefits are they going to be receiving?
Great. So big picture is exposure.
Okay.
And when you get out into the community and your name starts to float around different circles in the workforce, in the medical community, or the professional community, that cross-pollination where people start to talk about you means you start to approach market penetration and then eventually critical mass. So exposure is obviously one of the benefits. And then of course the word of mouth ripple effect that we talked about before as a result of both of those things. That's strategic marketing at its finest.
Okay, doctor, we're going to take another break. Stay with us, everybody. Leading Experts returns right after this.
We do it, and the ironic twist here is that a lot of times the doc or professional will put the marketing in the hands of an untrained assistant, administrative assistant, front desk person or manager, when really that person doesn't have marketing training or even an understanding about how to penetrate the market, how to position that doctor professional so that they are perceived as the best at what they do. And so we take over all of that.
Welcome back, everybody, to this edition of Leading Experts. I'm your host, Grayson Foster. Joining me today is Dr. Len Schwartz, and he's here to discuss his company, Pro2Pro Network.com. He's the most recognized and respected marketing company for doctors and professionals in the world. Doctor, to be a doctor or a professional and join up with your company, does that mean then that their staff are going to have to do a whole bunch of work?
Well, as a result of the service, the exposure, the events, the meetings, obviously there's going to be new patients or clients in the office.
Right.
So a little bit of extra work in processing new patients or clients, but the truth is, since we do most everything for the doctor professional, the staff really doesn't have to do a lot of extra. The ironic twist here is that a lot of times the doc or professional will put the marketing in the hands of an untrained assistant, administrative assistant, front desk person or manager, when really that person doesn't have marketing training or even an understanding about how to penetrate the market, how to position that doctor professional so that they are perceived as the best at what they do. And so we take over all of that.
That's very, very true. Explain how your company actually helps the professionals that you're working with save them money in the long run.
Well, doctors and professionals have lots of choices. They can hire a marketing company and pay thousands of dollars a month to help them facilitate specific services or initiatives. No one really does what we do. So to be able to offer our docs and professionals a price for the service based on economies of scale, because we are working with hundreds of different doctors and professionals across the country. We save them money by performing the service. We save them money by offering them a solution that is turnkey. We've been doing this for years, and the efficiency with which we're able to do it saves them a lot of money in the long run.
So what if someone's watching today and they say, well, you know what, I can probably just do this. What would you say to that person?
Well, I'm sure that there are a lot of docs or professionals watching this who think they might be able to do this.
Right.
But the truth is, if you ask 100 different professionals, 100 different doctors, they'll tell you it's tough to get past that gatekeeper. Tough to get past that front desk manager who won't let anybody talk to their doc or anybody talk to their professional. So through Pro2Pro Network, because we have this reputation in the community, we've been around for such a long time, we're able to do just that. Get the doc on the phone or get the professional on the phone and set up these meetings successfully.
Let's also talk about the fact that once they do sign up with your company, you don't just kind of leave them hanging. I mean, you have people that are there to help them, right?
Correct.
Besides yourself.
We also provide each client with an account manager, coaching with me, and we also have a senior staff of coaches that also help that process, guide that process along so that they're never alone. Questions get answered. The ability to know how to handle a specific situation, they can call our office and our staff can go ahead and guide them through the entire process each step of the way. What
you say is consistency you can count on, right?
True.
Yeah.
Well, marketing, the key to marketing, good marketing, strategic marketing is consistency. A lot of doctors and professionals have an ad here, as I mentioned before. They have a specific marketing initiative or a special day here and there. And again, they wonder why I call it a yo-yo. They wonder why they spike with new patients or clients and then crash 2, 3 weeks or months later. And so the key is always going to be consistency. And so what we try to provide is a consistent monthly approach where they have, again, multiple services, systems, ideas, initiatives, tactics in place so that they're always generating referrals, always generating new patients. And again, the momentum behind the exposure in the community is their name is getting well known. And that ripple effect of people talking about them, knowing who they are, knowing how and why they're different, positions them as being the best at what they do in their town.
When someone contacts you, let's say through the website or through the 1-800 number, how long does the actual screening process take?
Well, we have a questionnaire, and so a doc or professional will first have to find out if their zip code's available.
Okay.
So that's the first step. Let's find out whether your zip code or your area is even available.
Okay.
And then we have a questionnaire so that we can determine, again, as mentioned before, whether we're right for them, whether they're right for us. And after that, we can start to take a look at their demographics. Find out if their area is suitable for this type of service. Find out whether they are suitable for this type of service. We have a screening process, and once a professional comes on board, they can be on their first meeting within 10 days. They preparation's short.
And again, you kind of walk them through that whole process.
We walk them through the entire process. We have a how to get started with us, what to listen to first. We send them audio training modules, written materials, and then of course the coaching between myself, the account manager, and their senior coach makes it completely turnkey for them to get started very quickly. And I'm going to teach them exactly what they have to do in order to penetrate their market and then dominate their market.
Dr. Len, great pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this edition of Leading Experts, everybody. We'll see you next time.